Hello my friends, and welcome back to Diamond Delights. I'm so pleased to have you here for this whip and chat. It has been a couple of weeks since I last posted a whip and chat, so I thought I would pop on and do one. So welcome to my channel, Diamond Delights. My name is Gail, and I'm very pleased to have you here. If you're new, welcome, and I hope you enjoy, and if you're returning, then welcome back. Today I do want to say straight off the bat that I am working on a mystery kit, so that's why it's covered at the moment with my little daughter's card that she made me for Diwali. I thought that was a great little cute cover, and I can show you the card that she made me at the same time. So if you don't want to be spoiled for this mystery kit, then you can either turn it off and not watch, or you can maybe work on your own diamond painting and not look at the screen and just listen to my voice. Or you can watch along if you don't care about being spoiled. So the mystery kit that I am working on is a landscape, and the artist is Kim Norlien. I'll show you the box. So that's it there. Mystery Kit Landscape by Kim Norlien, and it's square. I think they put a lot of numbers on the Diamond Art Club website now, so I think this is number 8, if that makes sense to anyone. So yeah, if you don't want to be spoiled, please don't watch the screen. I don't want to spoil anything for you guys, so just be aware. But first of all, let's have a look at the card my daughter made me. It is for Diwali, so she's made this, I think it's called Rangoli art, and it's so super cute, and it's got Happy Diwali down the bottom. And then we open it up, and she drew a cute little picture, and she's got, "May your life be filled with life and joy." And she said that she meant to write light and joy. So isn't that so sweet? Excuse me. There's a little picture she drew. So isn't that so cute? I loved it so much. I love it when she makes me cards. So special. Alright, so this is the kit that I'm working on. So I'm working on the square at the moment. I have started a little bit. And I have my 3 little rose cover minders, which I thought would go quite nicely with a landscape kit. It does have some flowers and things down here. Yeah, so I have the main pen I'm using is a pen from Bistro Blanks. This is one of their, I think, hydro painted wood pens. So it's wood on the inside, and then they've hydro painted it. And if you're not sure what hydro paint is, it is you put paint on top of water and then you dunk the object in it. It's very popular, and I love it so much. Look at those colours, and it's so light. Isn't that beautiful? Love it. I have a 9 placer on the end. This is a placer that I got from Amazon, and then just a single placer on the other end. do just have a generic tray at the moment, but watch this space. I have an order coming. Well, it's not coming yet, but it's been ordered for some trays, so I'm so stinking excited for those to arrive. Now let me apologize for my poorly little naked nail and this little broken nail. I am due to have my nails done tomorrow, so I am hanging out for that. I do have acrylics on top of my natural nail, and the main reason why I do get acrylics is because I have really bad eczema, and when I have my natural nail, I scratch so much that I actually break my skin and I make myself bleed all the time. So I find that acrylics stop that because they are so much thicker that it doesn't break my skin when I scratch. So I do apologize for my horrible nails at the moment, and also my poorly skin. Yeah, it's not nice at the moment. I am a little bit stressed. So let's start diamond painting and get into the WIP and chat. So I hope you guys are all doing well. This WIP and chat is minus my little miss Isabella helper. She has gone to bed, and I just wanted to have a WIP and chat with just us this time. So grab a drink, whatever you'll want to drink, or grab your WIP, do some housework or whatever, and let's chat. So what has been happening for you guys? Let me know in the comments below if you've had anything exciting happen for you in the last 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks since my last WIP and chat. I'm going to try and do them more regular, because I do know they are quite popular. People do like WIP and chats. I know I do. I like hearing about other people's lives. So I am a little bit stressed at the moment, hence why my skin is not very happy. So recently my auntie passed away. Excuse me, sniffing all the time, man. Yeah, my auntie Faye passed away last week, and she was 80 years old. So that was a bit of a shock. We weren't expecting that, but we thought she had had a stroke, but apparently she hadn't. She'd gone completely blind. She did have a bone disorder. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a brittle bone disease, and you do go blind with this disease, and you get a lot of broken bones, and your bones are so brittle you can like trip or something and break your ankle. That's quite debilitating. And so she had gone completely blind, and I think she was in a home, but she had just given up. She'd refused to eat, and so she gave up on life, and she passed. It only took a couple of days for her to pass away, and so that was a shock. And they do live in well, she lives in Nelson, so it is quite a far away from Auckland in New Zealand, so we weren't able to go to a funeral, but she didn't want a big funeral, so she was immediately cremated, and then she had a memorial instead of a funeral as such. So we watched the memorial online, which was pretty cool. We all went to my dad's house, so it was his sister, my dad's sister, that passed. So we all went over to my dad's house, and me and my two brothers, me and my one brother, and his wife and their daughter, and then my mum and dad, and myself, my husband and my daughter. So we all went over there and we watched it on my dad's TV. He streamed it onto his TV, and we watched the memorial, and it was really lovely to see people recount her life, and yeah, as memorials go, it was nice. So yeah, my brain has not been quite with it for the last week or so. And then we had afternoon tea at my dad's, just to, you know, have a chat and celebration of her life. But also on that day, my mum told me that my dad has to have an operation, so he's going into a hospital on, I think it's the 31st of October. What's today? What's the date today? I think it's the 28th today, so Monday, so 28, 29, 30, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday. So he's going into hospital on Monday. I think he's having quite a major operation. He's been having a bit of issues with his oh my goodness, now I can't remember what it's called. That's just fantastic, Gail. So he is having an operation for his prostate. It is not looking great, apparently. So the doctors are going to go in and check it out and clean it, or whatever they do. I think they'll probably take a sample and see if it is prostate cancer, because I think he's having trouble like urinating and stuff. I think that's like the first signs of issues with your prostate. So that's going to be a huge operation for him. I think he's in hospital for about 3 days. And then when he comes home, he's not allowed to walk around for very much, and it's going to be, I think, about 3 to 6 months, I can't remember, that he's not allowed to do much. So he's got to recover, like, it's because they go in through the groin, I think maybe through the actual penis. I'm not too sure how it works, but it's quite an invasive operation. So yes, so that's why my skin is saying, no, I'm not happy. My body is stressed, and it always comes out in my skin, and also my mental health. So my mental health hasn't been that great either. That's why you have not seen many videos from me lately. I've really been struggling with filming and wanting to film, having the desire to film. It's been quite hard mental health wise lately. So that also sort of doesn't help my skin. So I do have depression and anxiety, so I am on a antidepressive anxiety medication, which stems from the trauma in my past, from that abuse in my testimony, if you watched that video. So that I have not been in a very good headspace. I have been really struggling to just get out of bed in the morning. If I didn't have a daughter and I didn't have a job, I would literally be completely screwed, because I would not even get out of bed. My daughter has to get to school, so I have to get out of bed. So yes, that has not been in a very great place. I've been struggling to get out of bed. I've been struggling to even just get in the shower. It is difficult to just take care of myself, and I'm noticing it a lot more when I get as I get older, whether I'm just more aware of how I'm feeling, and I know I've got something to base my feelings on, and I know when I'm feeling low, and I know how that feels more now than because I'm older, because I've had more experience with it. I'm not sure, but it's kind of getting worse as I get older. Well, I feel like it's getting worse, like the episodes are getting worse. But I've kind of come out of that a lot at the moment. I'm in a bit of a better frame of mind, a better place at the moment. So I thought, why not do a WIP and chat while I am in a good space? So yes. So also in the last couple of weeks, I think it was last week Friday at work, we had a huge flood. The dishwasher hose had burst sometime in the night. Like, we don't know when in the night it happened, but it was obviously going on for quite a while. I got into work on Friday morning, and we had a pool in our kitchen. And the pool was expanding into the hallway carpet, and yes, so that was fun. So we spent most of the Friday cleaning that up. So we had to get I think we got a plumber in to fix the dishwasher hose. So they fixed that, and then we had to get a company in to dry the place out, because I started to, I put down tons of towels, tea towels, hand towels to soak up all the water, because honestly in the kitchen was all lino, and honestly it was about that deep with water, just going everywhere, soaking into all the wood cabinets, soaking into all the carpet. It was just not fun. So I tried to pull up most of the water with towels and tea towels. We tried a mop, but that was kind of a bit of a fail. The tea towels and hand towels worked much better than a mop. And yeah, so we got a flood restoration company in to, once we had the leak fixed, we got the flood restoration company in later that day, and so they checked all the damage and things, and they got their machines, like these huge industrial dehumidifiers. So we had to have how many were there? There were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We had 6 industrial dehumidifiers going in this little house where we work at. And they were noisy, but luckily they only came at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I finished work at 5, so they'd got them going, and I tried to work, but I was like, no, I can't work with this noise, so I went home about 15 minutes early, which is not bad. And we are still waiting on the insurance company to come and check the place out, see if we're eligible for some insurance. We're waiting on the flood restoration people to clean our carpets. It's been a week since it happened now, and they still haven't come in to clean the carpets. And also under the carpets, they had to lift up the carpet to dry underneath it as well. And they found underneath one section of the carpet a really old lino, and they're too afraid to lift it up because there may be asbestos underneath the lino. So they're not going to lift that up, so we need to wait on asbestos people to come and check it out. So it's going to be a bit of a long process to restore the place back to complete dryness, really, and cleanliness, to clean all the carpets. And it's very, very annoying because we moved cabinets and things to make sure the carpet dries, and it's just a little bit chaotic. But most of that is, hopefully that will be sorted. The manager at work does most of the sorting of that, so that's okay. Yeah, so it's been eventful at work, eventful at home. But today, the date, oh, what kind of placement is that? Today is Friday evening here in New Zealand, so I think my daughter is finally asleep. My husband is in the bedroom. I find it really hard to film when he's in the same room as me. Just, I don't know why. I can do it with my daughter when we're doing a whip and chat together. I guess because we're a bit silly when we do a whip and chat. We're not talking about serious-ish type of issues, types of conversations. But for some reason, I just cannot talk to a camera with my husband in the room. Is anyone else like that, or is it just me? Am I just super weird? that I need to be on my own. I'm super weird, right? I think I am. So he's in the bedroom. He just got home from work. He worked late night. He caught, his work is going really well. He's caught tons of shoplifters. Today he caught 3 teenagers. And there's a lot of teenage theft at the moment. A lot. Cannot believe it. He told me about one the other day. She was 12. This kid shoplifted and she's 12 years old. I mean, when I was 12, I was worried about school stuff, or like, I can't even remember. There's no way I had shoplifting on my brain. And then today he caught like 13-year-olds, and it's just absolutely incredible how young these shoplifters are becoming. And now, because they were caught and they done the deed, they are now trespassed from the mall and the whole mall in general, and also a neighbouring mall. So they can't come to the mall for 2 years. I mean, what is the point of shoplifting and getting caught? I guess they don't plan to be caught, do they? But maybe they don't realise that they get trespassed for so long because they're so young. They can't really be prosecuted or anything, or go to jail or whatever. So they have to trespass them from the building, the supermarket, the shop. Not the supermarket, where my husband works. Crazy. And the whole mall, like the whole mall she cannot go to. It's just insane. But they're just getting younger and younger, and it's so scary. Yes, but he is loving his job still. He's doing really well. And that makes all the difference at home as well. Like, have you found, like, when you're not happy in your work or whatever you do for a living, you're not happy, and then it sort of affects every aspect of your life, and especially your home life. So it's showing at home how happy he is at work, which is really nice for everyone else at home. Having trouble with picking up drills on this end bit. It's like the... Oh, I am using, I didn't mention, I am using Randas Crafty Corner Putty, but it keeps not picking up in the corners, so I need to squish the putty back out to the edges. So my work is good, Paul's work is good. Isabella is back at school now. She has been back at school for 2 weeks, which is great. She's doing well in school. Well, oh look, I've gone past my she's doing as well as a kid can do at school. She has got an extra math class because she is way behind in maths. She's like me, I really struggled in math. I could never understand mathematics. So this term she's got 2 maths classes. which she does enjoy, so that's all right. And every Friday they have an ice block Friday, because it is we're coming into summer here in New Zealand. So it's getting hotter here while it's getting colder in the other side of the world. So we have a summer Christmas. So it is spring here at the moment. So every Friday in the hotter months school does an ice block Friday, where they get ice blocks every Friday. And it's quite nice. It's a nice treat, and it cools them down in the hot weather. So that's fun. She really enjoys that. It makes it much easier to get her up on a Friday morning. You remind her, Ice Block Friday, and she's like, ooh, and gets excited and gets up out of bed. Because usually when kids gets to the end of the week, they're so tired. They just want to sleep. They've had enough. So it helps you get out of bed, which is nice to have something to look forward to in your day. I find that I would not be able to get through the day if I didn't have something to look forward to, especially when I got home, and that usually is diamond painting. It gets me through my day. The thought of coming home to diamond paint gets me out of bed in the morning sometimes, like especially on the weekend, and it gets me through my working day, because I work Monday through to Friday, and some days I do not want to do it. I just want to lie in bed all day. But we have responsibilities as adults. Don't you wish sometimes that you could just go back to being a kid and not have any responsibilities? As kids, I reckon I took it so for granted that I had school holidays for like 6 weeks or 8 weeks, and I could just sit and read for 6 or 8 weeks and not have a care in the world. Now we only get 4 weeks a whole year. I'm yawning, excuse me. Now we only get like 4 weeks in a whole year, and we've got responsibilities. We still need to look after our kids if we've got them. Housework, washing, dishes. It's never ending. Sometimes me and my daughter play this game where we wish things that would do themselves, like beds would make themselves and dinner would cook itself. We had people to do it for us, and we wouldn't need to ever cook again, and we had robots to do it all. We'd have robots to do all the housework, make our beds, cook dinner. It's such a fun game, but it can be so depressing because you get home and you yourself need to do it, and it's like, oh, I don't want to do the housework. I hate housework. That's such a nice feeling once it's done, because it's like, oh, the house is nice and clean. My brain feels good because I've cleaned. It's just getting the motivation and energy to do it. I wish we could afford having someone to do it for us. It would be lovely. But anyway. So yes, I wish I could. I've always taken being kids taken for granted. and not having any responsibilities, you know. Wish I could go back knowing what I know now and be able to actually not take it for granted. So let me know down below what you are working on, whether you're working on a WIP at the moment. I'd love to know what you guys are working on. We are watching, well, we've just finished watching The Queen's Gambit on Netflix. Decided to watch some Netflix this week, and we tried The Queen's Gambit and we really enjoyed it. We watched it, I think, in about 3 or 4 sittings, and it's really, really good. If you haven't heard of it or don't know about it, it is about this girl who becomes an orphan, and she goes to a orphanage where she is brought up there, and she gets to know the janitor in the orphanage, and he teaches her how to play chess. She comes down and she cleans the dusters, whiteboard dusters, and she sees him playing chess, and she's like, oh, what's that game? And so he teaches her eventually, and it's just all about her life as a chess player, and it's very, very good, and how, like, what it's like growing up as an orphan, and yeah, it just goes through her, like, her teenage years and being adopted, and going off the rails a bit. It's got, if you don't like bad language, I suggest you don't watch it, because it does have a lot of bad language in it, but I'm fine with that. I have nothing against people using bad language. It's just a way to express yourself. So yes, we watched all that and we really, really enjoyed it. So I highly recommend that limited series on Netflix. That was super fun. And I also watched the Winx saga. So the 2nd season came out. I watched the 1st season when it first came out, and then I binge watched that all in one night, and then waited for the 2nd season, which has just come out, and I watched that in, I think, a couple of nights. And that's all about fairies and bad blood fairies and all these sorts of things, and I really enjoy those sort of fantasy programs. I love, love, love a good fantasy. So I watched all of that, and that was good. If you like fantasy and fairies and magical things, I think you would probably like it. So you could give that a watch. So it's all been all about Netflix this couple of weeks, because that is on Netflix as well. I have a very eclectic taste. Like, I love fantasy books and movies and series, but then I also love romance, and I also, you know, love sci-fi as well. So I'm very, I guess, have a very eclectic type of taste. Yes, so it's been very eventful couple of weeks. I hope you guys are enjoying your last couple of weeks. I'm kind of in between books at the moment. I haven't really found one that I love. I've tried a few that just didn't grab my attention. So I'm still trying to listen to books on the Libby app while I diamond paint, and also sort of in my lunch break and while I drive. I haven't found one that I love. I did listen to one that I really enjoyed in a day. I listened to the whole thing in a day. So it was 5 hours long. But because I listened to it at a higher speed than the normal speed, because they talk so slow, I think that's like super crooked, what I just did. I listened to the whole thing in like a day, and that was about, I can't remember what it's called, but it is like a murder mystery type book, but it's got witches and vampires and all sorts in the book. Oh, it's the Vampire Knitting Club series. I'm up to the fourth, just listened to the fourth book in the series, but they are quite short, so they're only 5 hours long to listen to. I can't remember what this one was called, but yeah, the Vampire Knitting Club, which is pretty fun. These vampires live under this girl's house, and the girl inherited her grandmother's knitting shop, and these vampires knit. It's quite fun, and she solves all these murder mysteries that happen in the town she lives in with the help of these vampires. And she is a witch, so she's learning how to be a witch because she just found out that she's a witch. So it's pretty fun. It's very light, and it doesn't take itself very seriously, so it's a nice sort of, you know, easy read. Like, it's not super serious and it doesn't take itself too seriously, and it's fun. So it's really easy to listen to. So that was fun. But since then, I haven't been able to really get into another book. I'm trying to listen to Redeeming Love by Francine Rivers. It has just come out at the movies, so I wanted to reread it. I read it ages ago. So I wanted to reread it, but listen to it. But it's not as good as I remember it to be, but it is. It's pretty good. So I'm listening to that at the moment, Redeeming Love. But see what I mean is my tastes are very eclectic. Like, I go from listening to about vampires and witches, and then I go to a book about this girl is a prostitute, and how this farmer falls in love and helps her out of the prostitution life. It is strictly fiction, so it's not real or anything, not based on a real story. But it's by Francine Rivers, which is a Christian author. So I go from reading about vampires and witches to Christian authors. So I am very a very wide range of tastes. But it is fun. You can't just, you've got to be real and have fun. So that's what I'm reading. Now this painting I'm doing is actually super, super large. I've only done from here and it's just a little bit past here, like about that far past this section, so I've only just started. But it is 105 centimeters by 70 centimeters, so it's huge. So you might see me working on this a couple of times in some WIP and chats. So I hope you don't mind that it's a mystery. I do have pictures of it over on my Instagram if you wanted to check out those pictures. Instagram is linked in my description box down below, as well as I think it's got like a little tag kind of thing up in my main, like my YouTube, the banner. It's also linked up in there as well if you want to go check out some pictures of it. But I might let you guys go here. I have enjoyed having a chat with you. Yeah, I have enjoyed having a chat. It hasn't been super fun like my mother-daughter WIP and chats with my daughter, but it was a little bit more serious this time with some news that's been happening. So I hope you don't mind me getting all that off my chest and having a chat with a friend. So if you did get to the end of this video, if you were amazing enough to get to the end, if you could leave an emoji down the bottom in the comments, maybe leave a rose down in the comments. I could do with some nice flowers. And thank you for listening to me ramble on. If you made it to the end, you really are my hero, because this was a bit less fun than usual. Well, less fun topics than usual. But I will let you go here. I hope you have a great weekend. I hope you are staying safe and being kind and having courage. And if you did make it to the end, please subscribe to my channel. You may like more content if you liked this video, and check out all my other videos as well. Alright guys, thank you so much, and stay safe, be kind, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!